Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Chris Flowers, a host of Here's the Deal. This week we had a special guest. His name is Fernando Monarrez, a friend of mine who's dual service like myself, except he went from the Marine Corps to the Army. So I mean, he got smart on that deal at least. So I went from the Air Force to the Army, so I don't know which one worked out a little bit better. But I'm going to introduce Fernando here, and he's going to tell us a little more about himself and what he does and everything that's going on over there at Bunker Labs. So what's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, brother. Yeah, so my name is Fernando Monarrez. I'm the ambassador for Bunker Labs Phoenix. I'm also a CSO for Chief Strategy for Star Technologies. I'm, I'm also on the board for honoring American veterans. I do a whole bunch of things. Like Chris said,
Yep.
I'm also dual service. So Marine Corps and Army. Right?
Mm-hmm. Whoop. All right, so tell us a little bit more about you being on that board. What was the other thing that you're involved in as well?
Honoring American veterans. So
Yeah,
it's
tell
we
us a little bit about
host.
that.
Oh, of course, yeah. So what we do is we host the Memorial Day Veterans Parade here in Phoenix. It's the oldest and largest parade in Phoenix for Memorial Day. So I'm part of that. I'm part of that team as well.
Sweet, sweet. And then give us a little more background about like your military career. Like you said, you were a Marine Corps, and then you went into the Army and everything. So tell us a little more about that too.
Oh, of course, yeah. So I originally started off in the Marine Corps. I was pretty gun ho. I joined back in '05. So I wanted to join because of the war. So
Mm-hmm.
I went open infantry, and I got lucky, and they actually gave me my designation as a machine gunner. So got to play with the big guns. Went to Iraq a couple times. I'm actually combat wounded. I was deployed with Second Battalion, Third Marines. There's actually a couple different books out on those deployments
Mm-hmm.
that happened back in '06. But you know, I had a great time. Marine Corps actually has a thing called they have what's called bow spaces. So they met their numbers for the year. So got out for about a year, and I joined the Army. A little bit of psychological operations. I was multimedia illustrator, and actually I met you when I was a recruiter for the Army out here
Yeah.
in the Mesa area. So
Right.
it's funny is that's how my entrepreneurship kind of started. I was a liaison to some of the chambers of commerce out here, so got exposed to the corporate at a different side of it. I really enjoyed myself talking to all these people, and I was like started learning a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no kidding, right? That really like, sparked the fire. I was gonna ask, so when did you like really realize that you were an entrepreneur, and like how'd you kind of get started on that journey?
Yeah, actually, when I you know how when I first joined the Marine Corps, I really felt like I belonged in the infantry.
Mm-hmm.
So when actually switched over to the Army, I was like, it didn't feel right. Certain things I was doing, I didn't feel like I belonged. But I would have those conversations with individuals when I would go to the chambers of commerce, and a lot of them started picking my mind, and they're like, "Hey, like a lot of people would tell me you think very differently." And I actually, the more and more I started talking to people, I was like, "This makes sense. This makes so much sense. I probably need to get out."
Mm-hmm.
And I started meeting different businesses, and a lot of them, I've had business owners who I have somebody who took me on as a partner because they're like, "Hey, you think very differently. You're very open." And I'm able to put pieces together that they don't even see, and sometimes it's right in front of them. They're like, "Hey, like Star Technologies, man, like we're actually looking at a really big contract, but I'm doing a lot of the grassroots works to actually get us there because
Mm-hmm.
it's we're actually beating out General Dynamics and Raytheon when it comes to our comm system."
Damn.
And yeah,
Right.
so it's kind of political, but people they don't pay attention to you because you're so small.
Flying
But
under
when you're
radar, stealth,
really
baby. That's it.
exactly, so
You know what a 4-man squad can do, man. Like I said, nobody knows where we're at, but we do a shitload of damage, dude.
exactly, so when people started to realize that, I started having these conversations, like meeting with people over the city, and they're like, "Where did you guys come from? You guys are able to do things that nobody else can do."
Mm-hmm. At lightning speed.
Exactly.
Yep.
So even with another company, so I'm actually not part of like multiple companies, and I kind of like they call me and they pick my mind, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it this way. So we're actually the state of Arizona, we're in a water drought right now.
Mm-hmm.
So working with a company that does zero water data centers, well, like for cooling, so we can eliminate the water. So that's a big win for the state of Arizona. So talking to some big companies that I can't obviously can't mention, but hopefully like it should be like across the state. Everybody should be having our systems, and that could actually save the state billions of gallons of water per month.
Yeah,
I mean per year. Sorry.
those data centers take up a huge amount of water. There's no doubt that we definitely need that service. No doubt about it, man. Especially with
Exactly.
the gazillions of people like moving here. Everybody from California can like stop moving here. That'd be great.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that, man. It's like more and more people are coming in. These are very data centers consume a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
They consume a lot of water, so it's pretty intense.
Yeah. Well, I said just keep plugging away on that one for sure because we absolutely need it.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
okay, so tell me all about Bunker Labs and what's going on. For people that have experienced Bunker Labs, especially like in Phoenix before, this is new, man. This is new and improved because I had some dealings with the old Bunker Labs, and yeah, it sucked, and the guys were dicks. So let's just be real about it. I did not get a good vibe at all, but Fernando, like, well, I've known Fernando for a while now, but then JT too, man. Those guys are like, got this thing like squared away and humming, and people came over from like Houston, and it's different now. So whatever you knew about it before, it's different now. So if you're in the Phoenix area, come back out to Bunker Labs. If you're a veteran like myself and you're already a business owner, or like I'm in business financing and I'm a business owner, lend your expertise, give back. Okay, what I'm saying, give back to those that are just starting out as well. But if you've been involved in Bunker Labs before, like I said, it's a whole new world now because Fernando, got this thing squared away. We're gonna get it humming, but I'm gonna let him talk more about it. But those are just for the people that have that Bunker Labs bias like before. Because even when he invited me, I was kind of like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have went. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, I dealt with those Bunker Labs cats before. They sucked, whatever. But now that I know he's running it, I'm like, okay, now I'll give it a shot. So, Fernando, yeah, just tell us a little more about that, bro.
Well, of course, yeah. So like Bunker Labs, I'm just gonna give you their mission statement is to provide community programs, and mention courses to help military veterans and military spouses to start up and grow successful businesses and startups. So we have Bunker Labs has a couple different programs, all right, but I'm under the ambassador program. So my job is actually to help startups and veteran-owned businesses, to include those owned by veteran spouses,
Mm-hmm.
and get them resources. I'll give you one of the best examples. I know you're familiar with the SBA loans, but like, how about the benefits that we have when it comes to the set asides? Like nobody's touching those. Like just in the state of Arizona for manufacturing and construction, there's $1.3 billion in contracts that are set aside specifically for veterans, but are left on the table every
Wow.
year.
Wow. Never even heard of it.
Yeah. So, and you know what the crazy thing is? I was on a national call earlier this week, and those set asides, 3% are for veteran-owned businesses, right? But right now, in total, it's 5%, but they're going to up it up from 5 to 11%. So those
Damn.
contracts are about to more than double, and that's nationwide, not just here. So there's a lot of opportunities that are coming down the pipeline, and that's actually one of the first things that we want to make sure to do with all the first cohort is to make sure they get certified. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the biggest thing is getting certified. 8A, Hub Zone, disabled veteran-owned businesses. So just so they can go after those set-asides is just a big advantage that we have, and help them get resources to where they have the capability, whether it's partnering up with a company who has that background. So I'm here to do, and just help our veteran community and business owners.
Mm-hmm. How else does Bunker Labs help veterans transition into being entrepreneurs? Like what other? I know like you talk about getting certified to get those government contracts, but just about like regular Johnny down the street who wants to start his mechanic, who wants to start his own garage or Joey wants to start a restaurant or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. So we also have what's called Bunker Online. So it provides you a community of entrepreneurs, so you can find some mentorship and share ideas. But it also has online courses. So if you need to start from step one, well, obviously like everybody does, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a starting point. So okay, I need to do this, that. So and make just so you make sure that you need to do what you need to do. Like, hey, I need to get LLC, or
Mm-hmm.
just the simple things that everybody misses. Those resources exist out there with the SBDC, SBA, but this also provides you the community, so you get to learn from people who made those pitfalls.
Okay, and then I got to get like I'm just starting to get back into the Bunker Labs things. So, and my background helping people start businesses and business lending and all that kind of stuff. So I can go on there and be a mentor to somebody. Being a veteran, I can help people out. Get those questions answered. Things that I could do. I could do stuff like that to give back to the community as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. You can get on there. You can come join. You come and visit. What we're trying to do right now is we'll also set up different classes. Like, we meet up once a week, so we want to bring in some financial people. Big
Give
sponsors
me a
is
call.
Jake. Yeah,
Let's do it.
no, exactly. So also, there's this your conventional banking, which a lot of people, when they're in a startup mode, typically are not. They're not bankable. Let's be honest.
Right. Right.
So we've also found alternative resources for them if they choose. Like, we provide different based off contracts,
Mm-hmm.
and they do a lot of the accounting for them, make sure that everything is done correctly. Because when it comes to government contracting, it takes a little bit longer, but this way it allows the entrepreneur to grow their business that way. Especially because usually you get blocked out. That's usually the financial. It could hinder you. It typically hinders most of us. So
Mm-hmm.
always looking for different ways to helping people grow that way. So
Yeah, let me know. Like I said, because I mean, actually, Fernando and I, when we very first met, like I said, he was at an entrepreneur class down at the SBA that Jim Pipper was doing. I was one of the guest speakers, and that's how I actually met him, because I was guest speaking down there about startup financing and things like that. So, and different things that are necessary to actually become bankable and stuff like that. So, yeah. So again, it's if you're a veteran, you're a business owner out there, everything that you went through. You hit the wall, a bunch of different times. Help a brother or sister out and just say, hey, okay, I did all this already. Here's all the mistakes I made. Give them your playbook. Here's the mistakes I made. Don't make these same mistakes, kind of thing, And so that way, you can move forward, or you could actually just listen to this podcast, because I do this kind of shows like all the time. So, um,
yeah,
is
there's a lot of resources out there, and the problem is nobody ever
no, we
asks.
don't know, because like I said, even like you said, those set asides, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's so crazy how the veteran community, and there's so much stuff going on. There's so many things, but of course they're not going to tell us, because they don't actually want to like give away that money, you know what I mean, or and like that. So it's all, and I mean, I know, like when I was getting out, we didn't have all these, TAP program and all this other. I mean, I didn't have any of that. They just like, gave me a DD-240, like, see you later, have a good time, kind of thing. Thanks, thanks for your service. See you later. And gotta
No,
go.
exactly.
You know.
Like another one is like the mentor protege program. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with that
No,
one, but like,
speak on it.
of course, so when it comes to like so when you're a small business, you usually don't have the background, right? You don't have like the big corporations. So like General Dynamics, Raytheon, some of those companies actually participate in those, so they'll take people underneath, and it could show their. So when you're putting in a bid, it shows their past performance, because you don't have none,
Mm-hmm.
but you can use their past performance to grow your business, because they're validating you
Mm-hmm.
and they're helping you out. But you're the prime instead of being the sub.
Okay. Okay.
So that makes so if you don't have that crazy background that you need typically for those big contracts, that helps out a lot.
So what if you got somebody like, maybe a like, I know, some of my buddies, everybody wants to start like a t-shirt shop or something like that. But like, somebody, some people do like a lot of like woodworking or whatever, different, because that's like their passion. I mean, as far so just kind of like just running it off the kitchen table kind of thing.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that it's kind of starting out. Like what do you think, like the first steps be, getting into Bunker Labs, the resources to okay, here, if you're at this level, like I said, you want to start just something, where you're selling stuff on Etsy or eBay, or maybe you're like I said, it's more of a online service, something like, I mean, how what the resources Bunker Labs have for that particular thing, and kind of growing it from there.
For me, it usually I don't think there's one size fits all. I think having that conversation with them, because they usually there's a couple different underlying things that they might need, and because we're taking eight people for the cohort, right? And not every individual is in the same place. So we want to make sure that we provide them, whether it be mentorship, whether it be resources, like you said. So if they're doing woodwork, I was like, hey, how about we help them with their supply chain?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. We have, I mean, you met Jake. We have some pretty interesting partnerships that are international, so we can provide different things for different people. So if they need like raw materials, we can provide that for them.
Okay. Okay.
So instead of going, to the distributor, we just go directly to the supply.
Okay.
So there's, yeah. So that's how I look at everything. It's like, hey, how do I take out as many steps as we can? So
Right. Right.
if I can link those persons up with something like, hey, you need this. Okay, let me find somebody, or let me make some phone calls, things like that. So I don't know. It really just depends on where they're at. So having that conversation and not being afraid and asking, because that's one of the hardest thing for most of us. I think is like we never ask for help.
Right. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and you know what? I think if anything, what I've noticed about successful business owners, when you're a veteran, they're more willing to. They're thankful. They're really thankful for the service that you provided. Like going out to Iraq, and a lot of people, they know some of my backstories about going to Iraq. I mean, taking 280 WIAs, and it was a mess in '06. So but real business owners typically are really thankful, and if you ask them, they're just so willing to share that knowledge with you.
Mm.
So I just think you got to ask.
That's cool. That's cool. And I know, like, I went to that one event, but what about as far as like the networking events and things like that? What's on tap? What's that schedule going to look like and everything like that?
Yeah, we're gonna do some bunker connects throughout the year. So I really enjoyed. I think I don't know if you went to the Sazerac, but we try to keep it like relaxed. Kind of like just a good atmosphere. So there's music. There's obviously a little bit of drinking, just like kind of like an after hour. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but then obviously what people do like about our stuff too, like obviously since you said you were there, but
Yeah.
when we relaunched, we also stick to our traditions. Like we have our flag ceremonies
Yep.
and people like that.
Sure did.
And that's we always start off with tradition. Is even though we play hard, but we also work hard.
Mm-hmm.
So we put on a good show.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I was like, yeah, definitely was digging the vibe down there. I mean, there were people. I mean, there were guys. There were like yoga instructors. There were like these life coaches. There were people that were doing like manufacturing stuff. There's like there's such a wide array of like everything. One guy was like not even like a car dealer. He was like a car shopper or something like that. It was really cool. It was like all over. It was kind of like all over the place. So like it, and then there was a mix of like people like us that were already kind of experienced stuff, like I said, just trying to like chat with these people and kind of like give them some tips and stuff like that. But and everybody was like feeding off everybody. That the location was really cool. Where was it at again? I can't remember. I know it's downtown on Camelback, but
Yeah, so we're at the WeWorks at the
the
Biltmore.
WeWorks. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So it was a really cool vibe. And like I said, yeah, we did the flag ceremony and stuff like that. And yeah, you mean like the food and everything? Everything was just excellent, top notch. Like I said, so whatever your impression was of Bunker Labs before, get rid of it. Just brand new, whole different story, dude. A whole different level going on over here. So,
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And I give you an example. We're trying to bring some national people. Like I'm talking to Jim about like, hey, can we bring some HUD people? Because HUD, HUD housing, there's big contracts coming through the pipeline. I think it's like
right?
65 billion dollars.
Wow.
I'm like, hey, we got people in the cohort who qualifies for that. They have once, and my goal is I would like to have as many people go into the CEO circle. So that's anybody who usually revenues over $2 million, and it's actually sponsored by J.P. Morgan. But it's like it's pretty cool. So they give them and everybody in the cohort has access to the WeWorks. So you have we give them office space as well.
Well, get me up to that 2 million revenue, man. I'll join that sucker, man.
actually, just for the veteran and residents, you can be under the 2 million. You get access to the WeWorks, but that one they actually they put you JP Morgan just gets everybody together, and it's like another in residence, but just everybody who does over 2 million. So I think I would like to participate once these contracts go through, hopefully down the range. But I'm thinking, how to put it? Like people are like, I'm thinking much bigger numbers. Like I think,
you got bees in your future, dude. You got.
That's what I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Hey,
and you know what?
I just hope you remember me when you make it, man. That's all. Remember.
But
brother,
to me, it's something that I talked to like a couple of my mentors. It's not about the money. It's like the change the change that I'm trying to do is like if you're constantly chasing money, it constantly runs away from you.
Yeah, it does, man. Yeah. Money comes and goes, dude. That's but it's I mean it's what you do. I mean the compensation comes with it, but it's like it's how you help people or how service you provide or the the products that you make and things like that. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? The money's the byproduct, man. And
exactly. Like with the comm systems that we're working on. I mean, like I said, we're work that is like geared towards Department of Defense, and I mean that's easily $1 billion contract. And but it's giving the right equipment to the people on the ground. Man. That's the biggest to me. That's the biggest thing. Is the biggest win is like, hey. I mean, if you're deployed, you understand when the comms is red, right, because of the dust storm. So with our system, it's like it doesn't matter because we use different ways of transmitting. So we have a 40-mile radius, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter there's a dust storm. So because there's non-line of sight, so it's pretty cool technology, man.
Awesome.
So the way I'm looking at it is like we're also we're saving lives, man. Because comms is, as you know, dude, in the battlefield, it's everything.
No, that's how we win wars. We win. The United States, we win wars not because we have the most bullets and the most tanks and most guns. It's our logistics and our communications and our tech. That's how we're winning it.
Oh yeah, but
hands down. Plus we just kick ass in general. Soldiers just kick ass. Period. But I mean, if we didn't have the bullets, man, you know what I'm saying? Logistics wasn't there. If we didn't have the comms to call in fire missions, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Our shit's in the wind.
Yeah. Like as an infantry guy, man, like I agree, but I enjoy slinging lead down range.
Right. All right, so is there anything that we haven't covered, or maybe or is there anything like coming up like you want to highlight or something like that, or anything going on just that letting everybody get everybody out there, let everybody know about it?
You know what? We'll put it out on Eventbrite when we host our next Bunker Connect. We're actually talking about. I'm actually going to meet up with the team next week and figure out some of the things that we want to do. We're thinking about doing maybe like some fundraiser events, but like something different, something modern. We're thinking about doing like a 2-gun, 3-gun range, something like that. Instead of golfing. I'm learning how to golf, and I'm not knocking it, but I'm getting there.
Oh, like I said, I golf. I don't golf well, but I'll go out there. And, like I said, I bring a box of 24 balls. I'll go to Target, buy a box of 24 balls. If I come back with any of them, it was a good day. That's just the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm firing for effect when I go out there. I'm just like, hey, whatever, dude. Yeah.
Exactly. But when it comes to like, hey, like, man, I find shooting pretty relaxing anyway. So I mean, if you practice, the way I look at it, you practice the fundamentals. It's a relaxing sport.
Right. You gotta zone out of everything else. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Are you guys? Is there any type of like a LinkedIn page? Have you guys set up a LinkedIn page for anything yet? Because obviously that's business owners all day long, brother. You know what I'm saying?
actually, we haven't set up a LinkedIn page for Phoenix yet. But you know what? That's we're gonna have somebody manage that for us.
Yeah. No, we got that. Actually, I got a Navy vet for you that can handle all that for you. So
Okay.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, like I said, because like obviously LinkedIn. Well, you see me on LinkedIn all the time. You see what I do on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn for business is everything. I mean, forget Facebook and Instagram and all that bullshit. LinkedIn is where it's at for business. And entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff like that. So that's the way to go on that one. You know what I mean? So, but I'll get you hooked up with Moses there and get you guys
Awesome, man.
squared
Yeah.
away on that.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I got a couple other ideas too for like events and stuff like that, but you and I will chat about that offline. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
definitely, man.
I just wanted to say, thanks for again what you do, because like you like revitalized Bunker Labs, bro. Because I'm telling you, like when you mentioned to me, I was like, you saw my reaction, like, dude, get out of here. Like, what I'm saying? Those guys suck. And you totally changed the game on it. You and JT, like, JT's our Army vet too. For those who don't know him yet, but you will. We need to get him on the show too. Like I said, that's cool, Cal.
Oh yeah,
dude. I like that dude.
Yeah, you need to get him on. He's great, man. He's a money guy just like you. So
exactly. So, but like I said, thank you for everything. Thank you for service, of course, first and foremost. But and thank you. Like I said, I love that you're following your passion. You know what I mean? Because just because you're 11 Bravo, I say this all the time. Just because you're 11 Bravo infantry guy, whatever it is in Marine Corps, but it doesn't preclude you from doing what you do. Like I said, yeah, I mean, I was like security forces. I was an FO in the Army, and I became a business banker. That shit don't translate. But
no, I completely agree, and I think that's something that we need to tell our veteran, like all the veterans in general, is like, hey, man, yeah, we had a great time in the service, but that's not the end, man. Like, there's so much more that you can give, So, keep pushing, man. And, after World War II, 50% of veterans used to own their own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us don't want to go work for anybody else.
No, and we don't fit in their box, especially corporate world PC nowadays. I'm like, oh, my latte's cold. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, I completely agree with you. I've had people, when I got out, people ask for my resume, and I'm like, I don't fit in your box. And it's like, but when I talk to these executives, I feel like business owners. That's my world. All right.
Yeah, 100%.
That makes sense.
That was the whole point of this program to begin with. That's why I started Here's the Deal. That's why I even started this whole podcast, because I want to give veterans the motivation. I want to give them the tools. I want to give them, just like I said, just because you're 11 Bravo doesn't mean you got to be a cop. You know what I mean? If you want to go in law enforcement, great. God bless you. I back blue all day long, but doesn't mean it's, or because if you were an aircraft mechanic, or if you were it doesn't mean you got to go be a mechanic. Like, if you want to turn wrenches, great, go for it. But if you don't want to, if you want to be a graphic designer, if you want to be a computer programmer, if you want to be if you want to play the tuba, I don't care what the hell it is, follow your passion, follow your dream. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, nobody can stop us. Like I said, what are they going to do to us? You know what I mean? We get motivated. We're going to do something. We're driving on. We're gonna make that shit happen. So that's the thing, because a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, and you understand. People are transitioning out. They're like, okay, well, this is what I've done in the military for X amount of years. Okay, but what do you want to do? What is it in your heart? What is it that gets you up in the morning? You know what I'm saying? It says, I want to do this. You follow that path. You already know. I'm following a path. I know. So that's the thing I try to get other veterans to understand. Is like, okay, this is what you did. Do you love it? If you do, great, keep on rocking and rolling. But start your own business. That way you can, call the shots. Because, like I said, when they start doing the PC game over here, like, we don't fit that box, dude. You know what I
We
mean?
don't. I mean, and we don't care like what your background is, man. Come on, you were there at the relaunch. Everybody has a different
Oh
background.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, Sam was Hawaiian, like native, like, and then JT, African American. I'm Hispanic. I'm like, we don't care about that, man. We're all green.
No, dude. Yeah, we're all, like I said, we're brothers and sisters of DD214. We can give a crap, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And that one cat that was a Marine that became a yoga instructor. Remember he was a gunner like you in the Marines, and now he's a yoga
Yeah,
instructor and like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the range of everybody that's there. It was awesome, man. It was like, dude, that cat was cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't remember what his name was, but I'm like, but I remember that story though. You know what I mean? And of course, I do yoga myself, so I was like, it was the range of everybody, man. It was so cool, and everybody's, like I said, it's a whole different vibe, man. But but we started this podcast, and we're gonna, work with, Bunker Labs and like that to get veterans motivated to go out there, start your own businesses, be your own boss, hire other veterans, and like I said, how to how to motivate people, how to treat people, how to because like corporate America could give a crap. You're a number. You're we already been there and done that. We want to be the ones
exactly.
calling the shots now. You know what I mean? We want to be the ones that are saying, hey, you know what? We're going to give the marching orders now. We're not following your path. We're following our own path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and one of the things that I tell people, like I meet with a lot of like government officials when it comes to like I tell them we don't want handouts. We want contracts.
Right.
We don't want any of this charity anymore. Like,
No.
yeah, all these nonprofits. I'm like, no, I want a contract, man. It's like
Yeah.
I can do this and that. It's just like
exactly. I know everybody that gets out wants to start a nonprofit. I don't know why. Like, what's their? I don't get that. But we gotta get people to start thinking. Okay, no, let's start like actually being productive here and make something happen. You know what I mean?
change the world. That's what it is. Like change the world.
Mm-hmm. But you gotta like we gotta follow your dream, dude. Like I said, it's not don't do something because this is what I did in the military. Do what you want to do in your life. Do like that thing that just makes you like, yeah, that's my jam.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I completely agree with you, brother.
Well, like I said, we're gonna do it together. Like I said, you and I, Bunker Labs. Here's the deal. Like I said, we'll just keep on driving on and get people motivated.
Oh yeah, man. And one of the other things, just so I can touch bases. So like, I know there's a lot of military guys. We're pretty nerdy, no matter what scale we're on, man. Like even for an infantry guy, I'm pretty nerdy. So me and a couple of different associates are looking at doing one of the first graphene productions in the country.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I mean that's it's pretty cool because people who know about graphene they can geek out on it for like hours at a time. So like that's good for desalination. It's good for EVs. Good for concrete. So it's just it's such a versatile product. Literally, when I mean change the world, man, There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of opportunities if you just look.
Well, like I said, let's open up some eyes here and let's make some things happen, man.
Exactly, brother.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's our job. It's what we got to do, brother.
But yeah, man, as you said, thank you for the opportunity, man. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my little bit about myself, Bunker Labs, and what what I have going on.
Yeah, now like I said, anytime you got anything going on, like I said, events and things like that too, give me a shout. I'll get it posted all over the place. I'll talk about it on the show, or I'll have you come back on the show if you got something like really major coming up. We'll get you back on the show, so that way you can talk about it more and get people informed and get everybody squared away on it.
Okay, yeah, most definitely, brother.
All right, so tell everybody how get a hold of you guys over at Bunker Labs, the website and stuff like that. Give everybody the information, and then, if they need to meet one-on-one or do whatever, tell everybody how to get squared away on that.
Actually, yeah, if you need to get a hold of me in any way, shape, or form, man, just shoot me a text, man. My number 702-788-6424, and I'll get back to you. That's kind of the easiest way. I have so many emails, so I usually have to dig through them.
What about for Bunker Labs?
Yeah, you know what? So since I'm the ambassador out here, it's either myself or Sam, but and JT. So getting a hold of me is like, hey, I'm your direct contact for Bunker Labs out here in Phoenix.
Was it just bunkerlabs.com, the website, or something like that, though?
Oh yeah, bunkerlabs.org.
Say again.
Bunkerlabs.org.
Bunkerlabs.org. Okay. All right. Roger that.
Yeah, and we open up for applications for cohort the next year cohort, and I believe it'll be in December. But I'll give you that information so you can share that with everybody.
Okay. Right on, man. All right, brother. All right. Well, thanks again for your time. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
Talk to you soon. Later.